Well, it is time to get those phones out and open up your camera because we have a QR code coming your way. Today on Design Time with Tri-City Furniture, you can scan the code right on your screen as you watch to get linked directly to more information about today's topic. Check it out. Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It is time for Design Time. We are here at Tri-City Furniture in Auburn with Kathy Kilborn. Thank you so much for having us, Kathy.
Thank you.
Of course. We are talking about welts. What is a welt?
The welt is on upholstered furniture, usually going around the edge of a cushion or an arm, and so it gives form to those cushions and arm design.
Now, is a welt a good thing to have on upholstered furniture? Or?
Typically, the welt gives good support to the cushion itself, and a lot of times fabric will move on a cushion because we're sitting on it. We'll push into a cushion or we'll pull out. The form of that cushion itself, the welt does help to stabilize that. So it is a nice design feature. You can do them without, but I think that for most cases, it probably is something that most people would want to put on their sofa.
But can welts be removed if they would like
Yes,
to?
you can actually have a sofa made without welts. Here is a pillow that has just a seam. And so it can be made without that welt, just the same on our sofa. Yeah. Here's a pillow with a welt. So it does give a little bit more form, but in design, it's a look. This is a little more casual without and a little dressier with.
What are some other options, though, Kathy?
Well, a lot of times it hasn't been as popular just lately, but it comes back. We can do different things with welts. So we could actually put a rope design there. So that would be decorative because sofas are so plain. Sometimes adding a little different accent would be nice. We can even do fringe.
On there, really?
On there.
Goodness.
But a lot of times when we've used a welt to be more decorative, we've had maybe a white sofa, and then we will make the welt brown and just outline the cushion. So it's what we call contrasting, but it gives definition to the details of the sofa. So there are a lot of things you can do with welts, leaving them off, putting them on, and there are a couple variables for the welt without the welt. So we could actually do one with top stitching like a baseball stitch. So there's a couple different things you can actually do if you leave the welt off.
Okay, so for the welt, is it basically your preference, or are there advantages?
It is your preference. A lot of times today, people had a sofa 20, 30 years ago, and they said this was a point that wore. And I would agree that in some of the old days, some of the fabrics and stuff, they didn't wear as well as they do today. Today, that just is not an issue. And part of what was the problem back then was what they actually put inside. This is a flexible rope type of product, and it bends really well. But in those older days, they actually put a piece of plastic, and sometimes that would actually break and then pop out. And so it did have a few more issues. Today, I would not be afraid of a welt at all.
Okay, well, that's great information. Thank you for having us today,
Thank you. It's always good to think about it. And to make sure that if you're having a welt, talk about how you keep it all lined up, because those are some of the issues people run into with a welt, and they like to get rid of them. But there are easy maintenance things to do to keep your welts nice and straight.
So people can come in and have a consultation with you, and you can discuss all of that with them. Okay, thank you, Kathy, for inviting us here today. And thank you for watching this edition of Design Time.